Hey, and welcome. We're always told that to help our kids do well in school, we've got to fill their lives with all these enriching experiences. But is there some kind of secret formula? Well, today we're going to unpack a study that found a surprisingly simple but, wow, really powerful key to unlocking better grades. Okay, let's just dive right in.
So here's the big question, right? It's one a lot of us have probably wondered about. We take our kids to museums, zoos, theaters, and we kind of hope it's giving them an edge. We just assume these cultural trips are good for them, good for their brains, and yeah, good for their report cards. But is that just a hunch, or is it backed by actual solid evidence?
Well, instead of just guessing, a group of researchers decided to really put this idea to the test. They went way beyond anecdotes and got into the hard data, analyzing the lives of thousands of students over several years. Their mission? To figure out what truly makes a difference.
And the source for all this? It's a really fascinating piece of research that focused on Russian school children. And the reason we're looking at this one is because it gives us this massive, super detailed data set that let researchers spot patterns that, smaller studies might totally miss.
And what makes this study so powerful is just how rigorous it was. I mean, this was not some small weekend survey. Researchers used 4 full years of data from a major national study, zeroing in on kids between 6 and 14 years old. And their goal was incredibly specific. They wanted to filter out all the other noise, things like family income or whatever, and find the true isolated effect of these cultural activities.
So what did they find when they first started crunching all those numbers? Well, at first, the results seemed to pretty much confirm what everybody already thought was true. At first glance, the data showed this super clear positive connection. The students who went on more cultural outings, to museums, theaters, and zoos, they also tended to get higher grades. So case closed, right? More museums just equals better grades. Simple as that.
Not so fast. The researchers had a feeling there was something else going on, something just below the surface of that simple connection. So they decided they had to dig one level deeper.
They started asking a much more specific question. It wasn't just about if a kid went on these outings, but how they went. And hiding in that little detail, that's where they found the real answer, the one variable that just changed everything. Okay, get ready for this, because this is the whole point. When students did these activities without their parents, like say on a regular school field trip, the study found no statistically significant effect on their grades. Zip. Nada. But, and here's the kicker, when they did the exact same activities but with a parent or an adult relative, bam! There was a positive, significant boost to their school performance. The secret ingredient wasn't the museum, it was who they went to the museum with.
I mean, that is a total game changer, right? But it does make you wonder, why? Why does just having a parent there transform a fun day out into something that gives a real academic advantage? Well, the study suggests it's this powerful combo of 2 different ideas, 2 types of capital.
So, first up, you've got something called cultural capital. The easiest way to think about this is it's the what you know. It's all the new knowledge and skills you get from the experience itself, like learning about dinosaurs at the museum or seeing a new play. It's the stuff. But then you add in the second piece, social capital. And this isn't about what you know. This is about who you're with. It's about the incredible value that comes from that parent-child relationship, the trust, the conversation, the support you feel while you're walking through that museum together. And here's the core insight of the whole study. The real magic, the real benefit, comes when you fuse those 2 things together. The parent is there to help the child make sense of all that new cultural stuff, all within the safe, supportive space of their family relationship. That shared experience is where the academic boost really comes from.
Okay, so this is all really cool theory, but what does it actually mean for us, in the real world? How can we use this? Well, the study actually broke the data down even more, and it gives us some super practical insights.
And get this, when they dug a little deeper, the researchers found that not all shared activities had the exact same impact. So going to museums, theaters, and zoos with a parent was linked to a boost in both good and the top-tier excellent grades. Other shared things like family trips or camps, they still helped for sure, but they mostly just boosted students into that good category.
And hey, if you want to boil this entire study down to one single sentence, the author of the study said it perfectly right here. Parental participation seems necessary. It's not just a nice to have, it is the essential piece of the whole puzzle.
So here it is, the ultimate takeaway from all of this. The real value isn't just in exposing our kids to culture. It's about sharing that exposure, talking about it, and experiencing it together. That shared context is what turns a fun trip into actual academic fuel.
And really, that just brings us to the final thought. Knowing all this, it kind of reframes how we might think about planning our weekends or holidays, doesn't it? It's not just about finding an activity for your kid, but about finding one you can do as a family. So what's the next experience you can share together?